All right, so let's come on up to standing, and we're going to start off in our Tadasana or mountain pose. So if you take a look down at your feet are parallel, toes are pointing straight ahead, and the hips, knees, and ankles are in alignment. And we'll take a moment just to stand up nice and tall through the crown of the head, so feeling a little lift through the crown. Let's bring the shoulders up, press back, release down, and draw forward. So just start some nice, slow, easy shoulder rolls. Just letting go of that tension from the day. And we have places in the body where tension loves to kind of pool itself. So shoulders, neck, forehead. You probably know those places in you. Just let that go, a little clicks and cracks, and we'll go a little deeper. Fingertips to the shoulders, elbows close in front. Take a nice big inhalation, bring the elbows up and back, and then down and through on the exhale. Good. Inhale up and back. Exhale down and through. Yeah, so we are a little bit tight. Start small. And as the joints start to feel a little bit more lubricated, a little bit warmer, maybe the circles get a little bigger. But we're always moving slowly. Two more. Inhale, fill the lungs. And then we'll release the arms. And we're going to make soft fists with the hands. We'll bring the elbows back, straight arms back. Elbows back, straight arms back. Nice, easy swing. And then we'll open up the feet a little bit. So let's step a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And we'll twist. So we're going to keep the eyes straight ahead. And just let your arms flail. Nice and easy. Relaxed elbows, relaxed hands. And we're still feeling that upward lift. So nice and tall. Good. And then come back to your stance. And we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. So interlace your fingers and just let the hands rest on the sacrum on the back of the pelvis. And then we're going to start to let the elbows straighten. So just as if your hands were descending down towards the floor. And as you do this, we'll lift the chin, keep your teeth closed. So the hands are moving down, chin is gently lifting up, and we're just opening up the throat and upper chest. And feel now that you're breathing into the throat center. So that's the space right at the base of the neck. Inhale into the throat center, exhale from the throat center. And then relax your effort, let your elbows bend, bring the arms out, shake them out a little bit. And then we're going to take the hands back behind the body, interlace the fingers, and again, the hands are sitting on the sacrum. This time the elbows are bent, and we're going to bend just at the hip joints. So keeping the spine neutral between the root and the crown, just tip at your hip joints until you get to the place where your body stops, and then bend your knees and come back up. Do that 5 times. Inhale, tip forward. And the knees, exhale, come up. And on time number 5, we're going to stay there. So inhale, tip forward. And as you're kind of looking down at the floor, see if you can slide your shoulder blades together. Strong back. And then we're going to bend the knees a lot, release your hands, and we'll come into a forward fold that we call ragdoll. So we're just going to let the head and shoulders fall. And then you can straighten your knees as much as you can comfortably. So maybe the knees stay very bent. If it's okay, they might straighten a little bit or maybe all the way. And just let your head and shoulders hang. And we'll think about coming up very slowly. So when you're ready, we'll bend the knees, draw the navel in, and to start to roll yourself back up to standing, shoulders to the ears, and back and down. All right, let's come down onto the mat and we'll be on our backs. So lying down now on your back. And having enough space above your head for your hands. Okay, so the arms are alongside. We're going to take a nice big inhalation and bring the fingertips to the ceiling. Backs of the hands touch the floor. And then exhaling, fingertips to the ceiling, arms alongside. Okay, let's do that for 5 breaths. Inhale. And touch. Exhale. Back alongside. So keep moving along. And then the next time the backs of your hands are on the floor overhead, we're going to stay there. Inhale, arms up, backs of the hands touch. And then reach through your right fingertips, press through your right heel, lengthen the right side of the body. And relax. Left fingertips, left heel. And relax. Good. So just moving from side to side. And then we'll interlace the fingers. Let's turn the palms away from the crown. Bring your elbows as straight as they go. And as we're holding this, we're going to flex and point the toes. And roll the ankle joints. So your big toes draw circles up on the ceiling. And switch directions a couple times. Good. Inhale now, press through your palms, press through your heels. And when you're taking the deepest breath you can, release your fingers, exhale the arms down alongside. We'll do some side bends now. So we're going to interlace the fingers, place the hands behind the head. And then lift your head and shoulders. Bring your head and shoulders a little bit to the right, head down, elbows open. Step your right heel right, and the left heel over to meet the right heel. Good. So you're in kind of a banana position with a nice opening through the left side of the body. So if you're feeling any pulling or straining in your back, step your heels a little bit more towards the center. And we'll take about 5 deep breaths into the left side body, to the shoulder joint, ribs, side of the waist. And then walk your heels back to center, head and shoulders back to center. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So head and shoulders lift, just like you're doing a sit-up. Side bend to the left, head down, elbows open. And take your heel, left heel, a little bit left. And then walk the right heel over to meet it. There. There's a nice big opening now through the right side of the body. And taking about 5 long, deep breaths. As you're breathing, relax your elbows down as best you can. The head is heavy in your palms. And breathing space into the side. Okay, walk your heels back to center, head and shoulders back to center, and we'll take the hands out from behind the head. And just holding your hands now above your body, we're going to take our pointer fingers and point at the ceiling and just draw a few circles up on the ceiling. Just moving smoothly through the wrist joint, one way, and then switch directions. Interlace your fingers above your body, flip the palms away from you. And then as you inhale, straighten your elbows, press the palms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend your elbows, relax your shoulders. 4 more, just like this. Inhale, press up through palms. Exhale, relax. And then let's draw the knees in towards the belly. So coming to our wind reliever position. And just hugging the thighs in close, hands around the kneecaps. And we'll rock from side to side. So roll out the low back. And bringing this into our wrap around the clock motion. So imagine up on the ceiling, the face of a clock. And using your hands, start to trace your knees around the clock. So rolling across the sacrum, drawing the legs close, across the low back. And then switch directions. Good. And then let the feet touch down. And here we're going to sit up. So let's come on up to our seated position. And you can just have your legs crossed in front of you on the floor. If being on the floor is not good, you can do these same movements sitting up in your chair. Hands are resting on the knees. We're going to undulate the spine. So now imagine you have a pencil on the crown of your head and you're drawing a circle up on the ceiling. And so it's rolling through the spine. Nice and easy. And then we'll switch directions, roll the other way. Sitting up tall now and coming into a twist. So the right hand is going to rest on the left knee and the belly will turn left, the chest will turn left, and then just looking over the left shoulder. You can bring your hand down to the floor, keep your spine nice and tall. Again, we're feeling that upward lift through the crown. And in this twisted position, we'll take deep breaths into the abdomen. And then back to center. And now left hand, right knee. Belly turns right, chest turns right, and gazing over the right shoulder. Again, you can bring your right hand to the floor. And taking 5 long, deep breaths into the abdomen, lifting through the crown. Good. And back to center. Okay, we're going to do something now called the fire log pose, good for hip joints. So we'll bring the legs straight out in front of the body. And if you're in your chair, just keep your feet on the floor, knees bent. And we're going to pick up the right ankle and just place your right ankle above your left knee. Toes are flexed a little bit. And if you're not feeling your right hip joint yet, you can always come forward a little bit. So you can tip towards your bent knee. Same thing in your chair. If you're in a chair, you can tip out over the leg. And hold here. And come back up. And then we'll switch legs. So coming back to your staff position, left ankle right above the right knee. Good. Flexing the toes, sit up tall. And then if you need a little bit more for the left hip, left buttock area, we'll tip out over the bent leg. And as you're holding this, even if the sensation's intense, keep your breath long and deep as best you can. And then tip back up, left leg comes alongside the right, back to staff position. And from here, we're just going to tip forward. So your pelvis will tip towards the thighs and just come far enough that you feel the backs of your legs activate. You can flex your toes, you can get a little bit more stretch in the low legs. And up to you. You can keep your back straight just like this, or if you want to drop your head and shoulders, you can do that as well. And then coming back to a neutral spine and tipping back up. So we're just going to do a little bit of work for the face and the neck. So just a few more minutes of movement. You can just sit with your legs crossed or sit in your chair. If you'd like to sit in butterfly pose, you could do that. So in butterfly pose, I have the soles of my feet together. So if this is a position you could hold for a few minutes, you can have your legs like this. Otherwise, in neutral, easy position. And we're going to take the heels of the hands now, bring them to your forehead, and just draw some circles down to the eyebrows and up to the hairline, out into the temples. Take the heels of your hands and come down from the temples into the jaw. And then taking the pointer finger and middle finger of each hand, come to the space between the eyebrows. Draw the fingers down and across the cheekbones. And just do that 2 or 3 times. And then the hands can come down, and if you're in butterfly pose, they could hold your ankles. All right, let's try to keep the back tall. If you're not in butterfly pose, they can just rest. And we'll drop the chin down towards the chest and bring the head into a slow rotation. And switch directions if you haven't already. Move nice and slow, always nice and gentle with the neck. And then we're going to take the hands behind us. And kind of lean back into your hands. And let's lift the chest for just a moment, look up at the ceiling, and take 3 big breaths into the chest. So as if you were inhaling into the breastbone. And then gently bring your gaze forward again. And we'll come down for a relaxation. So for relaxation, we'll be lying down on the floor in Shavasana, or our corpse pose. A thin cushion or folded blanket behind your head. And also a bolster behind the knees can be very nice as well. Help to support the lower back a little more, bring it a little more flat. So I'm going to take a moment now to dim your lights, grab a blanket if you need it, and come down to your resting pose. And once you're there, make little adjustments to support yourself even a little better. So you might press into your elbows and just walk your shoulder blades together. Walk the shoulders down away from the ears. And then the backs of the hands rest on either side. You pick up your head for a minute and just look down at your toes. And then set the head back down with the neck long. So the chin's tucked just a little bit. When you feel comfortable, close your eyes. And start to feel the floor underneath you. And start to notice that the floor is supporting the weight of your body. And when you notice that, you can surrender some of the weight of your body into the floor. Bring your awareness to the crown of your head and soften at the crown. Relax your forehead. Relax around your eyes. Cross your cheekbones. Softening the jaw and allowing the teeth to part just a little. Move around your ears and across the back of your head. Soften the insides of your cheeks. Relax your tongue. And for a few breaths, just feel the movement of breath in the nostrils. Soften into the sides of your neck, the back of your neck. Relax your throat. The shoulders, upper arms and elbows, the lower arms and wrists.
Soften the hands, allowing the fingers to curl and feeling a sense of warmth in the palms. Relax the hands, the wrists, elbows, and shoulders, and then soften into the sides of your rib cage, down between the shoulder blades, and across the chest. And as you breathe deeply, feel that very subtle lift and fall of the rib cage as you breathe. Soften into the sides of your waist, your lower back. Soften the muscles of the abdomen. As you inhale, the belly rises, the sides of the waist expand. And as you exhale, the belly falls and the sides of the waist draw in. Soften the glutes, hip joints, pelvic floor. Move down into the thighs, the knees, lower legs and ankles. Soften your feet. Feel the place where your heel touches the floor. Relax the muscles in the arches of your feet. Relax all the toes. Relax your feet, knees, hip joints, and then traveling right along the spine. Soften up through the pelvis and the lower back, up between the shoulder blades, moving right along the spine, and then up the vertebra in the neck. Finding yourself once again at the face. And feel your face relax deeply. So there is no expression on the face. Feeling the breath moving again in the nostrils. Soften your forehead, eyes, and cheeks. And then start to feel your breath expand out into your whole body. Down into your fingertips, down into your toes. And when you inhale, feel the whole body expand. The breath is moving into every cell in your body. And as you exhale, feel every cell in the body exhale. And every part of the body is soft. On the inhalation, expanding, and on the exhalation, softening. We're going to move now into some point-to-point breathing. If you start to feel sleepy, like you're drifting off, and that can happen when we relax a little bit longer, just wiggle your toes or your fingers or take a couple deeper breaths. That'll usually bring you back to my voice. So the next time you exhale, feel the exhale move through the crown of your head, down the length of your body, to the soles of your feet. And then inhale through the soles of your feet to the crown of your head. Exhale from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. And for the next several breaths, we're just following that energy pathway. The exhalation moves down, the inhalation moves up. Your physical body rests in a state of deep stillness. And the breath flows smoothly and lightly through this resting body. Next time you exhale, just exhale down to your ankle joints. And then inhale into your ankle joints to the crown of your head. Exhale from the crown of your head to your ankles. On your next exhalation, exhale down to your knee joints. Inhale from the knee joints to the crown. The next time you exhale, exhale from the crown down to the root center, the base of the pelvis. And then inhale from the base of the pelvis up to the crown of the head. Next exhalation travels to the navel center. Inhale from the navel center to the crown. As your awareness follows the breath, the physical body relaxes even more deeply. And the breath continues to flow smoothly. Exhale now to the heart center. Inhale from the heart center to the crown of the head. Exhale from the crown of the head to the heart. Exhale from the crown of the head to the throat center. Inhale from the throat center to the crown.
Exhale from the crown of the head out through the two nostrils. Inhale through the two nostrils to the crown of the head. And just feel the breath moving from the nostrils back through the head to the crown. From the crown, again, kind of diagonally through the head and out through the nostrils. Inhale from the two nostrils to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale from the space between the eyebrows out through the nose. Inhale from the nostrils to the crown, and then exhale to the bottoms of your feet. And now keeping your focus inside the body and your attention still on the flow of breath, we're going to roll to one side and come up into our meditation position. So up onto your bench or your bolster or into your chair. Take a moment, roll to your side, and transition slowly. And when you find yourself seated, you can bring your shoulders up to your ears, press back, and release down. The hands are resting on the thighs. Thumb and pointer fingers are touching, and the palms are down. Feel the back of your neck long. Feel that very soft lift through the crown of the head. And we're going to do a mantra meditation for the chakras. So bring your attention down to your root center. So you're right at the perineum, right at the pelvic floor. And in your mind's eye, at the pelvic floor, see a yellow square. And we're going to hear the mantra, LUM. And I'll start repeating the mantra. When you get it in your mind, I'm quiet, and you'll keep repeating it internally. So without articulating it, just hearing it in your own mind. So feeling now the pulsation LUM at the pelvic floor. Lum, 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 lum. Keep going, seeing a yellow square. Lum, lum. Draw your awareness up to the pelvic center. So you're right at the space between the two hips. And here, we're going to see a blue circle with a golden crescent moon facing up. The mantra here is WUM. Wum, 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 wum. Good. Keep the mantra going in your mind. Wum, 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 wum. And holding that image of the crescent moon.
Draw your awareness up now to the navel center. And at the navel center in your mind's eye, you see a red triangle pointing upwards. And holding that image of a red triangle at your navel center, hear the mantra Rum. Rum, 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 rum. Good. Keep the mantra going. Rum, 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 rum. And then moving up to the space of your heart. At the space of the heart, we see two interlocking triangles. One triangle is facing upwards, the other facing downwards. So this makes a six-pointed star of a kind of smoky gray color. And holding the six-pointed star at your heart center, hear the mantra, Yum. Yum, 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 yum. Keep the mantra resounding. Yum, 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 yum. And then come up to the throat center. At the throat center, see the white full moon. And the mantra at the throat center is hum. Hum, 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 hum. Keep the mantra going at the throat. Hum, 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 hum. And then bring your awareness up to the space between the eyebrows. In the space between the eyebrows, you see a crystal flame. This crystal flame is burning inside of a downward facing triangle. The flame is tranquil and brilliant. As you hold the crystal flame in the downward facing triangle in your mind's eye at the eyebrow center, we hear the mantra Soham. Soham, 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 Soham. Keep the mantra going. Soham, 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 Soham. And as you focus on that flame, it becomes even more brilliant, burns even more brightly. So, so. And then come all the way up to the crown of your head. And at the crown of your head, see a 1,000 petaled lotus flower. Some kind of a smoky purple color. And as you feel the lotus flower right at the crown of the head, the mantra is Hamsa. Hamsa, 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 Hamsa. Continue. Hamsa, Hamsa, Hamsa. And now from here, I'm going to invite you to move to the center where you normally meditate. So you might stay at the crown. You might move to the center between the eyebrows, or you might move to the heart center. So feel your awareness now glide to the space where you meditate. And if you've never meditated before, and this is the first time, just go wherever feels right. So wherever your intuition leads you. And as you rest now at that center, on the inhalation, begin to hear the mantra, so. And on the exhalation, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Allow the mantra to link with your breath and to flow with your breath. Relax your body, relax your mind. Allow the sound of the mantra to fill you. And we feel that the mantra is not just any sound. The mantra is the sound of the divine. And our whole being is deeply nourished by the vibration of the sound of the mantra. Allow it to lead you deep within yourself. And if in your practice you use another mantra besides So Hum, You could transition to that mantra now. Rise a little more, your forehead a little more. And if a thought drifts into your mind, let it drift right back out. Leading yourself again back to the sound of the mantra. Okay. Maybe after a while, the mantra unlinks from the breath. You'll be using Soham. You no longer need to couple with the breath. And the mantra might sound a little faster. So, Soham, Soham. And then let the body breathe on its own. In this life, when we're always busy doing things, allow yourself to not do, just be. Just be awareness. developing awareness. And now take a deeper breath and allow the sound of the mantra to go. Start to slowly and gently move your body. Wiggle your fingers, move your head and shoulders. Excuse me, start to become aware again of the room around you. And then we'll take our hands and we'll cup our hands over our eyes, allowing the eyes to open to the darkness of the hands. And you can bring your hands away when you're ready. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you all very much for joining me tonight for our drop-in meditation. It's wonderful to see you all. Have a beautiful evening. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank
With
you,
your pleasure.
Tracy.
Thank you.